Yo guys, what is going on? Blossoms back. Welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. Yes, it has finally happened. It seems like it's been a week, a little less than a week, like maybe 4 or 5 days, a bit too late. But we got that American Overdrive photo when we log into the game now. So that is really cool. And as expected, the thumbnail car for the update is indeed the GMC Hummer EV, which is also the thumbnail car for the app logo when you have it in your iPhone or PlayStation or whatever, not PlayStation, what is it, Play Store, the Android thing. So yeah, that's really cool. It fits perfectly here on BlueStacks, but I gotta say, when I load up the game on iPhone or if I load up the game on my iPad, it's not really cropped really well. You don't see the entirety of the Hummer, which is pretty interesting. But anyway, that is that. So today's episode is going to be about a brand new record. I don't think I've upgraded this many cars this fast in ever. It's been like, okay, how long has it been since the update? Let's search up the Equinox. That's the first one that we ever got. 4 days. It's been 4 days. I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, I'm actually recording this pretty early. So if I recorded this maybe 3 hours in the future, it would be 5 days. So we're on the 4th day going on to the 5th day of the update. It's not even been a week. It's a brand new record in terms of how many cars are fully upgraded already. Like, no joke, dude. So I got 105 American Overdrive cars in total. 177 was from the last update. Like, this 177, that was like, what, 3, 4, 5 months? American Overdrive, 4 days, 105 cars already. I mean, it's crazy. Pacific Coast Highway is 149, which is a pretty small number, but we need to remember, if we go into all cars, Pacific Coast Highway is a pretty small update. They only have 138 cars compared to ENW, which had 320. So 105 cars, and the new record is that I have 51 fully upgraded cars in 4 days. Going to 5. So basically, since the update, I've upgraded on average 10 cars per day, which is just the amount of money I've spent on just upgrading cars is insane. I think I've already spent just maybe $1 million, maybe even more than $1 million alone on just upgrading cars. So let me give you the breakdown. Out of the 51 cars, 5 of them are common, 7 of them are uncommon, 15 of them are rare, 12 are super rare, 11 ultra rare, and 1 epic. Now, in terms of tires, 20 performance, 20 standard, 7 all surface, and 4 off-road. Now, the fact that I have as many standard tires and performance tires fully upgraded is saying something, to be honest. Because if you go into all cars, dude, it's 153 to 89. And that's because for American Overdrive, I am trying to prioritize performance tire cars. So, without further ado, man, today's episode is giving you a rundown of less than a week of my American Overdrive collection. I'll start off with the fully upgraded stuff first. So we got 51 of these cars, and I'll showcase to you why I chose to upgrade what I did. Now, one thing that stays as, I guess as a control, is that, you kind of have to upgrade whatever you unpack. So not necessarily the cars that I fully upgraded are necessarily good. It's just, this were the cars that were dealt to me. And obviously, every time I make an episode about American Overdrive, it's going to be full of bias. I'm not even gonna hide it. I love American cars, dude. Like, I love this update. I know for some people it might just be a bunch of useless trucks, but I don't care. This is my version of 150 Skodas to get excited about. So let's begin with the 5 comments. So these are the 5 comments that I fully upgraded so far. The first one that I ever got was, I believe, the Cadillac Eldorado, actually. This was the first comment I ever got. Then the second one I ever got was either the Buick Electra or the Skyhawk. The only reason why I went for these 5 is because they were the first couple ones that I got. The Buick Skylark, this one over here, I believe has one of the lowest 0 to 60s of all commons in American Overdrive. So that's one thing to take note as well. So this is obviously drag spec, and most of the cars that I have from this update are drag spec. So the Skylark is drag spec, the Electra is drag spec, and I believe the Eldorado is also drag spec. The only cars that are not drag spec are these two over here, the Buick Skyhawk as well as the Chevrolet Lumina. The reason why I went for these two is because they just handle a little bit better, namely the Lumina with 74 handling. Now, I know in the grand scheme of things, 74 isn't good handling, but when it comes to American Overdrive for commons, 74 handling is a lot. In fact, let me go to commons right now and we'll show everything, right? So we go into all cars, we go into filter. We'll start off with, sorts. We'll start off with 0 to 60, right? So ascending. The Skylark should be among the top. Yeah. So Skylark, the only two that are better is the Buick Invicta and the Buick LeSabre. So if I get those two, they're definitely going to be drag spec as well. Obviously we have the Electra, so that's drag spec. Basically anything here, I am going to drag. I love this photo, by the way. That is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. I love that photo. But, oh, and I love this car. Wow, Buick Wildcat. Oh, that's nice. Anyway, I think every single car that you see here is going to be drag spec. I want to see where's the point where I switch it. I'm just like, oh, okay, I might go 323 instead. I think somewhere around here, like the Buick Century T-Type, okay, that's going to be 323. That just handles a little bit better. I guess anything 66 and above, I might consider just going 323. Definitely going past this kind of barrier is probably 323 category. Another one to talk about is handling. So handling is something that is really hard to come by. Like good handling is really hard to come by in American Overdrive, especially for the common. So 70 is the highest. And only 2 cars share those, which is the Chevrolet Trax, as well as the Buick Lucerne. I think that's Lucerne. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, the only one that I have right now is the Lumina. So yeah, that's also one thing to think about, honestly. If you want to upgrade your commons, there are not a lot of fantastic handling cars. I'll tell you that much. There are not a lot of fantastic handling cars. But I upgrade what I have. You know, like you said, like I said earlier. You know, everyone has different cards that are dealt to them. Anyway, back to my cars. Let's go to collections and tags, American Overdrive, and back to fully upgraded. I think it's status fully upgraded. Let us continue. We're gonna go on with the uncommons, and I have how many uncommons? 7 uncommons fully upgraded. So this is the 7 that I've decided to choose. I went for the Buick Rivieras, or also known as the Silver Arrow. I actually never knew it was called a Silver Arrow. I thought they were always just called Rivieras. I love them. I freaking love these cars. The OG Riviera that has been in the game since the start has a photo that I'm not a fan of because it shows the back of the Riviera, but these two actually show the front, and I love the front of the car. It is like the ultimate villain's car. You know what I mean? Buick back then were so cold. It was great. So yeah, I got 2 of those fully upgraded because I love the car. And that's the thing about this update. I love the update because I just love the cars. So I would say out of all the uncommons, 3 of them were passion projects. It's the Impala, which is the first uncommon that I got from this update, and then both the Buick Rivieras. In terms of these other 4 cars, it's mainly because of the handling. So for example, the Ram Pro Master City Cargo. I mean, yeah, this isn't a car that I'm particularly excited about. I don't like it's a Fiat. But it handles well. So, I mean, it handles well for American Overdrive. It doesn't handle well in the grand scheme of things, but within its own, you know, tag and niche, it handles well. And it's the same thing for the Buick Regal, as well as the Buick Questor, I don't know. This has standard tires though, low ground clear standard tires and 77 handling. And this one I think might be pretty interesting, the Chevrolet Bel Air, the concept. It has 82 handling and medium ground clearance. So I was really happy to get that. I got that recently. Also stay tuned guys, because I will be opening another carbon fiber from this update after I showcase to you when I fully upgraded. Now moving on to the rares. How many rares I have? I have 15, so I got a lot of rares, and I made a massive priority on performance tire cars. Whatever I got that was rare from this update and had performance tires was getting fully upgraded ASAP. So some of those cars include the Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS, 5.982, as well as medium ground clearance. That's not where you look for medium. There you go, medium ground clearance. The Cadillac Catera. This is a car that I actually never see. I don't remember seeing this at all. I don't know, man. I was born then, but I don't remember seeing that car. The Dodge Dart G LH concept. Now this one I'm really interested to see how useful it's going to be in the American meta. It's medium ground clearance and it has 87 handling. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Mako Shark. I mean, this thing is sick, dude. I love this so much. I think recently there was like this, I think they call it the Shark Spec Porsche GT3 RS. And it basically had this colorway. It had this paint scheme, but it wasn't a GT3 RS. And yeah, it's just so cool to see. I love it. I love it. It looks like a great white shark. This is obviously drag spec. And most of the cars that you would assume are drag spec are drag spec. Some of the performance tire cars would include the Chevrolet Malibu, Max SS, as well as the Chevrolet Lacetti. Now this one looks pretty good. Again, medium ground clearance, 87 handling. I think, you know, if you can get 87 handling in American Overdrive as a rare, that's really, really impressive, because not a lot of these cars are going to hit those heights. This one I feel like might be pretty damn useful as well for that performance tire niche for this update for rares, the Chrysler Thunderbolt. 86 handling, a high top speed for a rare, and 5.8 for a 0 to 60 with low ground clearance as well, so we know that it doesn't have inflated stats. And then rounding it up, we have the K5, K1500 Blazer, as well as the Buick Volite 5, which isn't even an American car really. But yeah, this one is really, really cool. I'm already getting decent use out of it. I've already used it 14 times. It has a win ratio of 100%, because it's Chevrolet times 5 in clubs, coincidentally. I've not seen Chevrolet 5 times in clubs in a long time. So yeah, really, really happy with the rare collection that I got going on. I have a couple more rares kind of being upgraded right now, one being the Grand National, which is really, really cool. Moving on to the super rares, we've got 12 of these fully upgraded. I remember there was a time when I just didn't enjoy fully upgrading super rares, but yeah, now it's like, sure, let's just do it, man. Again, priority always on performance tire cars. Whenever I get a performance tire car from this update, I will upgrade it first. They're hard to come by, but the ones that I did upgrade include the Buick Riviera Concept 87 four-wheel drive. I think this car will actually be really, really useful in clubs, because for the longest time, I've kind of been resorting to using the Ford Flex, I think it was. I can't remember what it's called. It's 85 handling and four-wheel drive, low ground clearance. This one is going to be slightly better. It is very heavy though, coming in at 1,864 kilograms. Moving on to Cadillac CL, I mean, it's medium ground clearance. It's medium ground clearance. I don't think it should be medium ground clearance, but it is for now. Maybe this is just a bad representative photo of its ground clearance, because the shadow just seems like it's way too low. 86 handling though, 4.8 for a 0 to 60. It might look pretty decent for a City Streets car. I need to compare it. I need to make that video of the overrated or rightly rated. I've not gone on and I've not done that yet, because I mean the update's only been around for less than 5 days, as you've seen. So I'm giving it more time for all the race times to be on Top Drives records before I continue with that series. Here's a rare one. This is an all-surface tire / off-road SUV or pickup truck from the update that I decided not to go 332. 77 handling is one of the better handling four-wheel drive all-surface tire cars in this update. For super and below, you won't find any other car that kind of has those numbers. I have the Yukon XL Denali, and this is drag spec, and if I had it 323, it would only get 75 handling. It's a similar story for the Silverado. This is also drag spec, and as you can see, both these cars share the same 0 to 60, but the XL has a slightly higher top speed. Another thing to talk about is the 2500 Rebel. Again, it's drag spec, 5.970, but the thing about the Rebel is that if I do get a second one, I will go 323 out of curiosity to see how well that will perform. Some other cars to take note about would be the Chevrolet Malibu, standard tires. We've got the Chevrolet Impala SS, 4.685, with medium ground clearance as well. And then we have this one right here. Now, this car looks like it's going to be pretty damn good for the city streets small. It's got a 4.20 to 60, and let's not forget that at 323, it's also medium ground clearance. Doesn't handle well, probably has no MRA, but it might be a pretty decent city street small car. So I'm really happy to get that super early on. And of course, last but not least, the cream of the crop for the Super collection is the Charger GT all-wheel drive. I love this photo. It is one of my favorite photos in the entire game. Probably my second favorite super rare in the entire game, behind the 69 Charger. So I would love to get more of these, man. It would be fantastic. You know, a four-wheel drive, medium ground clearance, you know, 86 handling, 5.20 to 60. I mean, it's not much to kind of salivate about, but the photo kind of speaks for itself, honestly. I want like 2-3 of those Charger GTs, and I want to upgrade every single one. Okay, now moving on to 11 fully upgraded ultra rares. This is really expensive. Think about it, right? Maxing one ultra rare costs like 64,000. So all these ultra rares alone is already more than $500,000 to fully upgrade. We're gonna start with the Ram 1500 Rebel OTG. This is 323. I decided not to go drag spec on this, mainly because I think the MRA on this was terrible. I think it was like 43 or something like that, and I was just like, you know what, 75 handling, four-wheel drive off-road is gonna be one of the better off-road tire cars that I have right now in my collection. So I decided to go 323 on it. If I get a second one, I'll go 332. I don't mind. I'm an American collector. I'll get as many of these as I want want to, and I won't feel any remorse in upgrading them. The Buick Centiemi, I still don't know how to pronounce that. Centiemi? I don't know. I don't like the look of the car. Like I said, it looks like a beluga whale. But it's got a 4.20 to 60, which is pretty low for a four-wheel drive high ground clearance car. Also fits that SUV niche. So if there ever is an SUV update that you need not update, but event where you need performance tires, like it's all dry SUV only, this car might come in handy. Maybe in a city street small. Moving on, we have the Durango RT Hemi all-wheel drive, 6.0, 82 four-wheel drive and all-surface tires, alongside the Hornet GT, which I believe I went 323 because it's four-wheel drive. Yes, also has traction control and ABS, 50% win ratio with 10 total races, 5.0 and 86. What is the ground clearance on this? Actually, it's high, so it's not even medium, it's high. For the rest of the collection over here, this car looks really good. The Chrysler Airflow four-wheel drive, medium ground clearance, 3.989. The handling, okay, could be better. There are a lot of four-wheel drive, medium ground clearance cars out there with like 92, 93, maybe even 94 handling. But the 0 to 60 in the Airflow is really low. I want to see how this thing performs on things like hairpin, city street small, those short burst track sets. I think this will actually excel it, obviously in the wet. Also, one car to definitely upgrade is the Chevrolet SS. If you get this car really early on, I think it will be very useful. Like I said, performance tire cars are hard to come by. Low ground clearance performance tire cars are even harder to come by in this update. And the Chevrolet SS is that. It's got a really low 0 to 60 of 3.4 seconds. Handling is not the best in the grand scheme of things, but when you compare it to other performance tire cars within this update, not many, it really is a standout. And then we end off with my triple Camaro lineup here, which kind of wraps up the top end of what I have for fully upgraded cars in this update. I got two Chevrolet Camaros. Both of these are upgraded the same exact way, 233. Both of them are medium ground clearance, and of course we have the Chevrolet Camaro SSX at 3.198. I love this thing. I mean, I was kind of memeing on it at the start, you know, like when we were given the teasers, like there's so many 3.198 cars, and that's true, there is. But this is American Overdrive, and I'm really happy to get that. Let me show you my entire collection then. So for the entirety of this update, I have that Draco GTE, right, that we pulled from the premium. Which is probably my least wanted legendary from this entire update. And then in terms of the epics, I got really lucky. I'll be honest, 14 carbon fibers, 7 epics. It's a 50% chance of getting an epic. It's every 1 in 2, which is phenomenal. But look at the epics that I got. I mean, like, I don't even know if it's worth upgrading. The thing about the Wildcat EV is that I could upgrade it, but it's so close to just dropping to ultra rare, I'm actually kind of afraid. Like, I don't want to fully upgrade it just in case it goes down in RQ in like a year. Some other cars that I could probably think about, I mean, the only other 2 epics that I would probably consider besides the Wildcat would be the CT4 and the Escalade. Now, the CT4 has real drive center tires. Don't really want to upgrade that. The Escalade V, I mean, like, I could just upgrade it for shits and giggles, you know? But that's about it. Like, it might be decent, but it definitely isn't going to be saving my ass in the grand scheme of things. And honestly, the XT5 and the Blazer, I am not touching them. I'm just not. I'm sorry. If you are a Jerry, you have no use to me. You just don't. These 2 cars are actually just the same though, which I think is pretty funny. Moving on to ultra rares that I've not yet fully upgraded. This includes the GMC Sierra 2500, as well as the Escalade ESV and the GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation. Some of them supers, there are a couple more that are just sitting here. A lot of these cars are wish listed, and I will get around to upgrading them. I'm currently working on the Kahuna, so I just need 3 more rares and the Kahuna will be done. And like I said, I'm working on a Grand National, so over here I just need, oh, actually let's work on it right now. So we got chassis, weight, engine. Let's do engine again. So 1, 2, 3, and then let's put in some upgrades because I got a lot of fused material lying around. And look at all these, like, look at all these American Overdrive uncommons that I'm not going to be fusing away. So all these are going to be future projects as well. I love this car, by the way, the Riviera GS. It looks really cool. Also the Nova, what a wonderful photo. So these are all cars that I'm definitely going to be upgrading soon. Bel Air, Buick XP, all these cars I'm definitely going to be upgrading. So they're all going to chill here. This is a wonderful photo. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, I love this update. I love it so much. And before we end off, I'm also currently working on the other Chevy. I don't think I have any common fuse material right now. Yeah, I'm working on the XP897 GT. But yeah, I don't think I have any common fuse right now. What I could do is I could just fuse away some uncommons, because I have so many of those. We'll get rid of the Volvo, so that's 1, and then we'll just get rid of 2 random commons, so 1 and 2, because we have a lot of these. And we'll be getting more, because when I do that 4 mil opening, we're gonna be getting a lot more commons. But anyway, guys, before we end up the video, we're gonna open an American Overdrive carbon fiber. Let's see if we can get something cool. Like I said, it's the ultimate hell yeah update. Like, I got a lot of wishlisted cars. If I could get 1 wishlisted car, that'd be fantastic. Odds of that right now, as the update is new, is pretty high. Renault Fluence, okay, new car territory. All right, Colorado LS. Now that isn't wishlisted because I think I already have it. Let's go. Last one. 5th card. Come here. This is the car of the update for me, isn't it? 3. You know what? I'm gonna go 332. I'm gonna upgrade a 3rd one. 332. For Ocean City Streets. There you go. That's a decent Ultra to pull, but I think that's just absolutely crazy that I've already pulled 3 of those Camaros. 3 of them. So yeah, 1 and 2, and we got. Oh yeah, we're gonna add all the rares too, because I'm upgrading super rares out the wazoo now, aren't I? So yeah, I got an ultra rare, European UA, no, American Overdrive, 15 of that. Yep, 3 Camaros. This one's gonna be drag spec for sure. We're already upgrading 3 of the same cars. Let's get it, y'all. The only other 64 that I want is a CT4V. Hopefully we'll get that too. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys have a great day. We're gonna stay safe, wash your hands, and enjoy the update. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night, cruise to Jacksonville
Atlantic.
Blonde hair, don't care, look like Leslie Brooks.